Hello, it's Tamara Zoner here, and it's Saturday. Time for a little self-love, don't you think? It's always time for some self-love and appreciation because our relationship with ourself sets the stage for every other relationship in our lives. So if you don't think that you have time or that you're worth practicing self-love, because it is a practice to start with, then I will not tell you you're wrong, but I would invite you to reevaluate your feelings on this subject and try anyway. I'm back to these We're Not Really Stranger cards. We had so much, I love to say the word fun, but so much insight from these cards at my Create a Life You Love meetup here in the local area, Detroit metro area, last Saturday, where many of my members chose to use these cards instead of the truth bomb. So this is the We're Not Really Strangers Self-Love Edition. I love these things. And today we're talking about boundaries. Ooh. Boundaries comes up in the garden area of our happiness when I'm doing my happiness courses. And this asks us, who are we surrounding ourselves with? Some say that we are the sum of the 5 people that we spend the most time with. Now, this is because energy is, in fact, contagious, and because of the way that our brain works with mirror neurons, we actually do pick up other people's behaviors, moods, all of it. So it's really important, as we're putting more attention on our own self-love and care and our happiness, to pay attention to who we are around, okay? Sometimes we don't have a lot of control, and sometimes we have more control than we think about who we're surrounding ourselves with. And you always have control over how you are showing up in your life and in your various environments. So if you think, oh, I'm at this job, I can't quit my job, but all the people here are awful. Well, guess what? When you look at vibrational frequencies, love is the highest one. And so if you are in a high, expansive emotional state or energy, you can impact others to come up to your level if your core is strong enough. That's why we practice. That's why we practice all of the different tools and techniques that I talk about on Wednesdays. That's why I'm reminding you how much you matter every Monday, so that it soaks in and you believe it. This is a practice, and it's building a muscle just like we do in any exercise or weight building. Weight building? Yeah, bodybuilding, weightlifting. You are building and strengthening the muscles of happiness, and the stronger you get, the more you can lift, right? So if you're very, very, very strong, you can lift others up to your level instead of being pulled down to theirs. So the question on the card today is, what boundary would benefit me the most to set with myself? Ooh, I didn't even fully read this because I was starting to talk about boundaries we set with others. But, ooh, let's read that again. What boundary would benefit me the most to set with myself? And the follow-up question is, why haven't I set it yet? I'm going to invite you to sit with that one for a few minutes. Maybe pause the video. Maybe sit and reflect in a meditation over what boundary would benefit you the most to set with yourself. And why haven't you set it? Now, when you go into why you haven't set this boundary, be mindful of the critical inner voice that may start speaking. It might tell you, you don't deserve to have this boundary. You're not good enough. don't listen. Tell it, it's not your turn. Get to the back of the bus, buddy. Or whatever your stop word might be when that inner critic rears its voice. And if you don't have one yet, perhaps that's a future Wednesday weekly, 5 minutes for you. Or if you're ready to go deeper, you take a class with me or some private coaching with me or a passion test with me, and we go there together, one-on-one. In the meantime, be mindful of that voice. Don't let it take over and prevent you from answering this question and creating a new loving and supportive boundary for yourself. What boundary would benefit me the most to set with myself? I'm thinking of this for myself as I share it with you, and I'm thinking back to boundaries that I created for myself. A boundary doesn't just have to be where you don't let things in. A boundary could be where you have something within the boundary that you make sure that you're doing. I'm thinking of my yoga practice and morning rituals or routines, but rituals bring a little magic to a routine. And remembering when I created that boundary of daily yoga and how beautiful it is, how beautifully it has impacted my life. What boundary could you set for yourself, and why haven't you set it? A boundary might also be around alcohol or food or even people, right? If you don't have boundaries with friends, maybe you are talking more than you should. Ooh, I'm gonna be real with you right now and honest. But in what feels like a past life, I did not set good boundaries for myself on Facebook. And this was back when I was married and my kids were very, very little, before I even had my son, who's 12 now. And I was hurting a lot. I was in a lot of pain because of my marriage. And because I wasn't setting boundaries for myself. And so I shared a lot of things I shouldn't have shared. I complained a lot. I shamed myself a lot. I blamed my husband and the world for my unhappiness. I needed to set a boundary for myself around what I shared on social media, and I needed to set a boundary for myself about complaining. Goodness, now I hardly ever complain. And when I do, I almost immediately follow it up with what's good about the thing I'm complaining about. Like, I might complain about the cold weather and the snow, and then I'm grateful for the beautiful snow-lined branches and how pretty it is and how it makes me want to take pictures with my mind or my heart or my camera, or how my kids get a snow day and we have extra time to cuddle, whatever. So anyway, back on topic, boundaries. So you see, boundaries can look different ways. So we're often not setting boundaries for ourselves that would be healthy and helpful. And so look at where, if you struggle at all with this. If not, just do the thing, right? Share it in the comments below or in your journal or to your source that you talk to, pray to, receive guidance from about what boundary would benefit you the most to set with yourself right now and why you haven't done it yet. For the others of you who might struggle a little bit with this, I invite you to look at the areas of your life where you're deeply unhappy. The things that you consider setting as a New Year resolution, and usually they fall off to the wayside, either even before you set it or soon after. Areas in your life that are causing emotional clutter, perhaps also physical clutter. Maybe your house is a mess. Maybe you haven't cleaned out your closet in 6 years. Maybe your car is a disaster and you need to clean the garbage out of the back seat. Maybe You have nothing healthy to eat in your house. These are all different areas where we're often hurting ourselves, sabotaging ourselves, that you could look at and consider setting a boundary around for yourself. And then discover the deeper reason for why you haven't set it until now. And allow yourself to do the work that will heal whatever that part is. And so then maybe you go back to the appreciation game. Maybe you go back to EFT or tapping to work on that a little bit. Maybe you do the work on it. Byron Katie's The Work. You have so many tools and resources now. Even if you're only watching my channel, that's part of why I'm here, to provide you with what you need and a variety. It all isn't coming from me. I don't have all the answers, but I'm really good at resourcing answers and tools and techniques to help you on this journey, because ultimately it's about loving. It's about love. I could stop right there. I just talked for 10 minutes and I could just say it's all about love. We're here to experience love, and loving our life, loving our experience, loving others, loving the world, starts right here within our relationship with ourselves. I invite you to create the most loving relationship. Do these practices, answer these questions, journal, explore, adventure, so that you can truly create a life that you love and know that you are worthy and deserving of it. You are enough for everything that you want. I'm Tamara Zoner, grateful that you're here. Cannot wait to read your comments about what boundaries you're setting for yourself. And if it feels too personal to share but you'd like to, you don't have to share it here on YouTube. You can always email me at tamara@alifeyoulovenow.com, and I will gladly correspond with you. It opens my heart to help you open yours. Thank you. I'll see you again real soon. Bye.